Hello.
Hi.
If you didn't already know, we are Sean and Emily. And we own a small group gym. How do we describe ourselves?
We were saying this before, it's quite hard to articulate what we do. It's not one-to-ones,
Yeah.
but it is groups. But
Yeah.
it's not like your traditional classes,
Yeah.
like you would find at a normal gym.
It's a lot more personal than a standard class.
Whilst at the same time not specifically being personal training.
Yeah,
So if you can figure it out, let us know in the comments what you think we are.
because we can't articulate it. Today we wanted to show you a tour of the gym. We've been in here for 2 months now.
Yeah, 2 months.
So we just kind of want to show you around and show you what we've done and kind of what plans we have to expand on it and make it as best as it can be. So yeah,
Join us.
join us. So this is our reception area, although we don't really like to call it a reception area, do we? We call it the snug.
Yeah.
So this is kind of where people wait if they arrive early for sessions. But this is kind of like a seating area. We've got lots of plants. And the very first thing that we did when we moved in and got the keys, literally on the first day, was we ripped up all the carpet tiles that were down here. Because they were awful, weren't they?
They were.
And we were kindly given some new carpet tiles for the time being for free. And we wanted to save as much money as possible, so we hopped on board with that. And we relayed these carpet tiles. They're not we're not going to keep them forever.
No.
It was a means to an end because our budget was going to go on the actual thing that we are doing, which is the gym. And then we've also got a little kitchenette area. We have coffee morning on a Tuesday, so we use that now. But we've got a little fridge. You want to come around a little?
Round the cupboard.
Little fridge, little coffee machine, and then sink, cupboard, and then we've got a lot of breakfast food here at the moment, haven't we?
We do. To save us going out and buying food.
Yeah. And then we also painted all of the edges. I don't know if you can. How's the light?
Which was a tedious, you'll have to switch that one on, I think.
Very tedious job. But this was all a royal blue. And if you know our brand already, royal blue is not our colours. I think you can actually, oh yeah, look, is this colour? Yeah. So I painted all of these around the windows, all of the reception area, all up here, into a lovely green that is a bit more on brand for us. Yeah, and the sofas and the coffee table, all from charity shops. So we were quite thrifty.
Pretty happy with that, aren't we?
Yeah, and they're super comfy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is pretty much the reception area. We also, so if you don't know, we actually came from a shed originally. And we do have a photo which a client kindly gifted us of the shed from our first 2 years there. Which is really, really lovely, and
Yeah.
we thought would be perfect in the reception area.
Which is funny though, isn't it? Because that shed probably is the same size as this room.
Yeah.
Realistically, from end to end.
We've definitely
From end to end.
expanded massively. So at the moment it still feels very officey.
Yeah, like tiles up here.
The lights and all the.
I can't remember what this is called. But this stuff, trunking maybe.
Yeah, I think it's called trunking.
Trunking.
But like we said, like this room isn't like a really big priority for us at the moment, and we have kind of considered what we're going to do with this room. and whether we're going to
Yeah.
keep it as a reception area as well.
We don't utilise it in the first 2 months as much as we thought.
Yeah.
So whether we really do work on it and then utilise it to create a space where people feel comfortable to sit in, or we do change it for something completely different
Yeah.
and not go down the snug route, we're not too sure yet. But
Yeah. I'd like to update the kitchen, like the cupboard doors, which
Yeah.
I'm trying to make myself, and it's not going that well. But we'll move on from that conversation. I'd like some shelves up here for like the coffee cups and stuff, because they just literally live here. And yeah, and maybe like a paint, different type of paint maybe. But for now, I think that's kind of what we have planned.
Yeah.
Not
too much work in here. This
it's
is
not
like,
our focus.
this is our secondary. We started in here, we got it to a point where it was workable,
Yeah.
and then we'll come back to this at some point, finishing it all off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll take you through to the gym now, to the gym floor.
Tour. I'll take you through to the gym now.
Oh, okay. It is a tour.
This is the gym. So it was a air conditioning unit before.
Yeah, they sold air conditioning and fridges.
Fridges
maybe?
and stuff like that. Yeah. So it was bare. It was literally just the unit and then obviously the floor. And we tried to slowly create, because we both said we didn't really have an image of what we wanted. You know,
Yeah.
you kind of look at other gyms and you look at what they've modeled and what they've done. But we've kind of just looked at what do we need and then where do we put it, and then we'll just keep developing it as we go along.
Yeah, we didn't have the biggest budget.
No, but we had a good budget.
We had a good
We didn't have
budget.
the biggest budget.
But the thing we like to do, and is a big part of our business, is we like people to come on the journey with us.
Yeah.
Hence why we're also doing this video, and building it with the people and our community. So we never wanted it to be like a finished product when we first moved in.
No, we've just slowly and steadily done it. So we brought a couple of things with us. So these squat racks here, these two odd ones on the end, they were with us. A couple of the bars were with us. Some of the plates were with us. Not many of the dumbbells we brought across.
Yeah.
But we bought quite a few new things and we did it slowly. So I think within the first couple of weeks we bought the flooring, because that was the most important thing.
Yeah.
There's a whole episode on the flooring.
Yeah, it could be a whole YouTube video,
We won't
couldn't
go
it?
into detail, but essentially there was just delays with them delivering the flooring, but it finally turned up and we managed to get that laid down. This strip wasn't here, so we've literally recently laid this down. This is about 3 weeks ago. For sleds, because again some of our members wanted to have a sled. It would be nice to have a bit more versatility with the sessions. But the main things that we purchased were plates,
Yeah.
more slam balls, more kettlebells, another rig, a couple more bars. And then I
How
always
the-
wanted to have the cable machines to offer a bit more versatility. And then the ski erg we got as well. It's definitely a work in progress. We're in no rush. It's workable. Like we were saying, because we came from a shed which had literally just squat racks and bars and a couple of dumbbells and maybe one bit of cardio equipment. We're happy. We'll just keep working towards whatever it is that we're working towards. We have a vision, but
What would you like to do next
good question.
in here?
I think overall painting the walls would be something, but I don't want to like slap paint on them. I don't want it to be
Yeah.
all black or all blue or not blue, muted tones, neutral colours. You know, our logo up there would be nice, just so
Yeah.
so we have a central focal point.
Yeah.
But realistically, we quite like Scandinavian styles and geometrics and stuff like that. So something very, very minimalist would be nice. Nothing too bold, nothing
Yeah.
too brash.
Lots more plants
Lots more plants.
as well. We've got Big Ken.
Big Ken plant
Remember what we said in our last video if you watched it?
when it is.
Big Ken.
But in terms of what I want in terms of the actual gym, it's just getting more equipment. We would like to get to a point. So we've got quite a good space in terms of area. So I would like to find a way to have like static machines, like a leg extension machine.
Yeah.
Even, my dreams would be like a preacher curl, maybe some sort of chest press, something we can use for like specific members, and we give a bit more versatility to what we offer. So like, I guess the best way to articulate it is if you went up to a normal gym and you looked around and they had machines and they had like the functional training, and we want to try and create that.
Yeah.
There's a few bits we need to still, or I want to still get. Okay. But apart from that, it's just cleaning. I'd like to change the lights at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe LED lights, make it a little bit more less bright and harsh.
They're very industrial, aren't they?
Very industrial. Yeah, trying to make it less industrial. I guess
Yeah.
a little bit more comfortable. And then, the skylights, potentially cleaning them down a little bit. So here, we want to try and create like a cubby, like a bit of closed off cupboards, because obviously, as you can tell, the TV's a bit small.
Yeah.
So we want a bigger TV, but to have a bigger TV, we kind of want a bigger space to put it onto.
Yeah.
We don't have any electrics down here as well, so we need to get some electrics sorted.
Yeah.
Loads of little details, loads of little things, but electrics, and then we can create some sort of something here, and then have a little cubby out there so the dog can go in there.
Yeah.
Stick the dog in there.
That'd be cute, wouldn't it? And then we want to sand and paint these, what's it called?
Stairs.
The stairs? The banister?
That'd be the next thing I think we do. That's the lowest hanging fruit. It's probably painting this.
Yeah.
Sorted.
Yeah, it's just,
doing it.
yeah.
But yeah, apart from that, I think the gym is just will slowly tick over. And if you're going to stick around and watch what we do, you'll see it. Because what we don't have is we have emerging strategies. Is essentially what we're trying to say. Is we don't have this end product in mind, because it will evolve over time.
Yeah.
So for now, I'm pretty happy with what we've got. We just need a sled and maybe a leg extension machine and a couple of other little bits. But apart from that, we're pretty set.
Nice.
Upstairs?
Upstairs. Tell me. Right, we are going upstairs, which we have turned into a Pilates studio. This was kind of the last thing that we ended up doing. So it's quite new. I just started teaching regularly for the past 2 weeks. So yeah, let me spin you around and show you. But this is what we're working with. So we've got a nice little mezzanine. I'll show you this side first, because this is the more done side. But I can fit 5 to 6 people in a session, which I'm quite happy with. But I painted these beams like a nice terracotta colour. It was very industrial up here. They had like black and yellow stickers all around them, like hazard stuff. But yeah, so I painted all up here. I do have 2 plants up here at the moment, but I would like some more. And then we've got a little bit of Pilates equipment. And then obviously I've got the mats and stuff on the floor. And again, we laid these gym mats like we have downstairs, which again was a whole debacle. But yeah, so this is where I'm teaching. I also do have, I will just switch them on, but I have some fairy lights on 2 of the beams, which is very cute. But yes, at the moment, this space, we want to change into some sort of storage. I think we're going to try and build something so I can put equipment and things like that here, rather than just having it all on the floor, because we are limited with space up here. So we want to kind of build something that we can still get behind, because then we can have it as storage as well. But this was a whole thing. So this thing on the floor, when I was laying the mats, I was like, I don't want this here. This doesn't need to be here, because I need to lay my mats down. And I unscrewed it, and turns out it was attached to the air conditioning unit in the reception, and it fell through the ceiling. So I'm never going to live that one down. But yes, so hopefully we will get some storage, some sort of storage system here, and it will look a little bit more finished. But luckily I make everyone face that way, so no one can see. But yeah, so that's kind of what we've got at the moment. We do have this thing at the top of the mezzanine, which feels like a bit like a cage. And we're not really sure what to do with it yet. We just know that we don't like it. So if anyone has any ideas, please let us know, because yeah, it just feels like I'm caging people in here. And yeah, I also want to, with the stairs, we are going to be painting the banister, but I also want to paint these stairs and put like a nice runner down here as well. Hello. Hi. Just to give it a bit more of a nice vibe. And yeah, that's pretty much up here. And this is obviously the view of the gym from the upstairs. Lovely. So yeah.
Come back.
I'm coming back down.
So your final stop on the whirlwind tour is this kind of area here. So it's kind of is just our storage area at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit of a dumping ground.
Bit of a dumping ground. So I'll flip it around.
We don't really know what to do with this space.
No. Just flip it around. There we go. We don't.
But again, it's not something that is
No.
on our radar at the moment.
The way that we described it when we first started is we needed to just have, we've used this term a couple of times, MVP.
Yeah.
A minimal viable product. Minimal viable product? Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you. We're very, very fortunate we had enough capital to be able to build a gym. And that's exactly what we needed to do. We just needed to basically build the gym. The rest of it we can build as we go along and use the profits that we make to develop it, which goes into what we were saying about emerging strategies. What we originally thought that we could have done with this area, had we have done it, may or may not have worked out in the way that we wanted to. Kind of similar to the reception.
Yeah.
If we would have spent quite a lot of money on that and developed it into something, then you could argue, yes, we probably would have used it more and utilised it and tried to get people to use it.
Yeah.
But then there could have also been a natural resistance to use it, so we ended up then spending money on something that we never would use.
Yeah.
I hope that made sense.
Yeah.
So,
in the long term, we think we'd like a shower.
oh yeah, I must be right.
I think.
Yeah, we'd like a shower.
It's just if it's feasible and all that.
So it's got all the piping, it's got everything there, and it can be done. It's just got to get done. But a shower here would be fantastic. Oh, 2 showers.
Yeah.
Because would you mind standing at the edge of that door there? My glamorous assistant. Yeah, so where that sink is, that's a good couple of feet. You could basically fit, 5 Emily's, but 2 Sean's in that space behind her. So in here, like that could be 2 or 3 showers. Definitely 2.
Yeah.
Definitely 2. But then we'd have to sit that back a bit, or even just like there and there.
The only thing is we don't really have a changing room, but then we have this toilet is huge.
Yeah, but then we could create it. If you look at the piping that's up there, we could create. This is turning now into a what we want to do kind of thing. But if it came off of the wall and then went that way, then we could create a changing room within the shower.
Yeah. But we'll show you that if and when we do it.
Yeah. But apart from that, the toilets.
Yeah, 2 toilets here.
Yeah, so ladies and men's, which is really, really good. The guy says urinal, which is interesting. And then we've just got this little cubby down here, so there's nothing much down there. Yeah, and that's the fire exit door. So there's not much under here, which is, I guess we'd say, wasted space for now, but we actually don't really know what to do with it.
Yeah, maybe a sauna?
Maybe a sauna. This is it, wasn't it? When we first moved in, we're like sauna, ice room, all of those things. But yeah.
Well, let's just feel.
It's funny because when I stand here and think about, because we don't really stand here every day and go, right, what are we going to do with this space?
Yeah.
When I do start thinking about it, I am excited to see what we're going to do with it.
Yeah. As in, we've only been in here for 2 months, so we've done so much.
We've done so much.
Even just like going through that with you guys, I'm like, wow, okay, we've actually done quite a lot in 2 months. So.
But yeah, we got a bit left to do. In terms of what our minds are telling us to, in terms of what we want to do.
Yeah.
But it is pretty much exactly where we need it to be.
Yeah, it's functional.
It's our minimum viable product. Yeah, it's good, it will do. But yeah, loads of little bits. So like we said, yeah, that's probably the next thing. So you're probably going to see a video on this at some point. Yeah.
That's it, really.
Okay. Hope you enjoyed your gym tour.
But yeah, so see you in the next one, which will probably be us doing something, probably the stairs or...
Be us doing something for sure.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
See you there.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
We're YouTubers.